Hello everyone. In previous class, we discussed the evolution of a Node.js, what is the Node.js, and some modules we discussed in a previous class. So in this lecture, we are going to create our first server, that is the HTTP server. So there are two types of a servers we already discussed in the previous class. First one is the HTTP server and second one is the TCP server. So how to create the HTTP server we are going to discuss in this class. So first of all, this is my VS Code window. So I need to create here one file, that is any file. So I will give the name HTTP server.js. Okay. So we already discussed there is a one module is available that come along with the Node.js software. That is the HTTP module. So I can write here HTTP module. HTTP is a predefined module. Predefined module that come along with Node.js software. Okay. So we don't need to install this HTTP module explicitly. So it is came with along with the Node.js. Okay. So how to import the modules in the Node.js? So first of all, we need to import the module. How to import? There is a one function, that is a require function. Import modules. How to import? So for importing modules, we have one function. We have require function. Okay. How to import? So first of all, we need to write the require HTTP. Okay. So after importing, it will return the instance of a HTTP. Okay. So let HTTP, I will store this instance into the HTTP variable. Okay. So there is a one function to creating the server. The second function is a create server. So the predefined function, there is a predefined function available in HTTP module, that is create server function. Okay. So how to create the function, or how to create the server? How to create the server? So HTTP dot create server. In this create server, we need to pass here callback function. What is the callback function? Simply write like this. This is called callback function. So this callback function is expecting something. What expecting? First one is the require object. Second one is the response. Who is giving these two objects? That is a web server. Who is giving these two objects? Web engine, or we can say web server. Okay. So it will return one server. So I want to store that into a particular variable, that is the let server. Okay. After creating a server, or after writing this function, we need to write here something into the response. Okay. So first of all, we need to set here MIME type. What is a MIME type? MIME type is communication language between client and server. Who is the client here? Client means browser window, or this is our server. Okay. The communication language between the client and server is called as a MIME type. How to set the MIME type? That there is a one function that is a write head function. Write head function is there. So before setting the MIME type, it is accepting a two arguments. First one is the status code. Second one is the MIME type. So that is in the form of a JSON. Okay. There are many types of a status code available. 1xx, 1xx, 2xx, 3xx, 4xx, 5xx. So here we need to write here status code that is a 2xx, means 200 we can write. So what is the meaning of a 200? 200 means the okay. 200 means the okay or success. Here I am hard coding this status code. In later upcoming classes we will write in the dynamic format. Okay. The second one is the JSON. So here content type. See here content type. It is a content type text, or we can pass here HTML also. After setting the MIME type, I need to write something text that can display on the browser window. So how to write? Response dot, there is a one method, write method. So I will write here in H1 format. This is first HTTP server. Okay. See here, I written in the form of a HTML H1. This is the H1 tag. Okay. So after writing our business logic, I need to write here log, or I need to log the response object. So how to log the response object? That is a response dot end. End is the function. Okay. After completing this server, so I need to pass here some port number, from which port we are accessing this all data. So for that I will pass here server dot listen. Listen is the method, or suppose 8080. This server is listening on the port number 8080. So for our understanding purpose, I need to write here one message. I will write here one message, that is a console.log server listening on port number 8080. Okay. So this is our first server we created successfully. So how to run this server? So just open the terminal. Right here node http server.js. See, server listening on port number 8080. So it's really listening on port number 8080. So I want to verify. So just open any browser and write here localhost colon 8080, port number 8080. See, this is our first HTTP server created successfully. This is our first HTTP server created successfully. So second, I want to pass some query parameter from here to server. So how to pass that I want to show you. So this is the first how to create the server in Node.js environment. So second, I will write here HTTP query, another file.js. We know how to create the server. First of all, we need to import the HTTP module. How to import the HTTP module? With require function. So let or require HTTP let HTTP. Okay. After importing successfully, how to create the server? There is a one create server function is available in the HTTP module. HTTP dot create server. Okay. Create server is expecting one callback function. Callback function. How to write the callback function? We know all that. Here is a two parameter request and response. Okay. After creating the successfully, it will return the one instance that is the server. Okay. Set the MIME type. Write head method. Write head. Pass here status code 200. 200 means the success or okay. Okay. After this, content type. Content type. What is the content type? Text or HTML. HTML. Okay. So I want to read the query parameter. So what is the query parameter? This is our URL. Okay. Localhost. Localhost. Localhost colon 8080 unit equal to Ganesh and password equal to Ganesh. If query contains this data, then login successfully. If query does not contain this data, then login fail. I want to print that messages on the browser. So how to do this? It is called as a query string. It is called as a query string. So I want to take this query from the client. That is, for that we require the one module, that is the URL module. That is also a predefined module. That is also a predefined module. URL module is also a predefined module. Is also a predefined module. Predefined module. Okay. So how to import the URL module? Simple, like this. Require URL. Okay. I am to store this instance into one variable, that is the URL equal to. To read the or to parse the URL into our server, for that we have one function, that is a URL.parse. URL.parse. So after parsing, the URL is available in the request object, because request is coming from the browser or client. So request.url. Okay. After passing successfully, I need to write here one value, that is a flag value, that is a true. If I did not write here true, then it will not work. Okay. So we need to pass here true. Query. It will return a one object. Let object I want to check the object contains the same data that I expected or not. So if object dot uname equal to Ganesh and object dot pwd equal to Ganesh, then login successful. So response dot write login successful, login success. Response dot write login fail. Login fail. Okay. So after sending the response, I need to log the response object. Log the response object. For that, response dot end. After logging the response object, I want to set the port number. For that, server dot port or listen 8080. Okay. We can write here also directly. Port number is listening on. Port number is listening on. On 8080. Okay. So this is how to take the query parameter and validate into our server. So this is called as a query string, and I want to pass here Ganesh and Ganesh. If these two username and password are matched, then login successfully. If this is not matched, then login failed. And after sending response successfully, I need to log the response object. If I did not log, then the rendering or redirecting of our browser window is continuously going on. So how to run this run the server? Just open the new terminal, node http query.js. Port number is listening on 8080. I pass here uname equal to Ganesh and pwd equal to Ganesh. See, login successful. See, login successful. See, login successfully. If I write here anything wrong, it's login failed. So this is how to create the server and how to validate the query parameters into our server. Next, I want to show you if I did not write here this, then what happened? And to start again. So how to start? Node http query.js, port number is listening on. See, it is continuously going on. Means response object is not logged. So that is the importance of this line. Response dot end. So this is all about the how to create the server and how to validate the query parameters into our server. So thank you everyone for watching this how to create the server in Node.js. In upcoming class, we are going to discuss the more interesting topic. So thank you. Bye bye everyone.